Sajad Lone is the MLA from Handwada and President of Jammu and Kashmir People's Conference, and he's joining me from Srinagar. Mr. Lone, thank you so much. There was almost an unwritten rule in Kashmir that tourists won't be killed by terrorists. This is for the first time, Mr. Lone, that tourists have been killed. What do you think has changed in the valley?
You see, it's something which is exogenous. It's not something which is an internal variable. These are people, terrorists, who came from the forest sites, from the very dense forests, perpetuated a heinous act of killing innocent civilians, and then ran away. And I can tell you with all the authority that I have never seen such anger and such outrage within the valley. People from all walks of life have come up and expressed their outrage at this carnage.
Does this attack, Mr. Lone, change the very nature of threat in Kashmir? Since you say that this is for the first time that you are seeing this kind of anger, of course, it's an act which has shaken the conscience of the entire country, of course, and it is dastardly to say the least. It's inhumane, and the images which are continuing to come from Pahalgam, and of course now that the mortal remains of the families, when they reach their homes, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is. As I told you, it's heartbreaking. It's. What I see a change today is I think the people of Kashmir have sufficiently, unambiguously given a message to the perpetrators that enough. So far, so good, thus far, no further. We are not going to stay lying here while on our soil, on our land, you will come and perpetuate these crimes.
Does this take Kashmir back in time in terms of all the movements? You know, we saw in recent times of increased tourist footfalls, the Union Territory, that, which it saw post the abrogation of Article 370, and to give that number of 3.5 million tourists who visited Kashmir in 2024.
I hope we don't. That would mean a victory for these perpetrators. That's what they wanted. You know, it's. I feel very odd talking about other things when people have died, people have lost their father, somebody has lost a father, somebody has lost a husband, somebody has lost a son. But you have to understand that in this killing, this is a multifaceted terror attack. Of course, the most vicious part of it is to kill these innocent people who were tourists, who had come here to have a good time. And equally vicious, and a facet of this terror attack, is to destroy and hit at, assault the economic lifeline of Kashmir, which is tourism. You know, smear our identity of hospitality, culture of hospitality, with an indelible dark mark, a dark milestone. We have a culture of hospitality which dates back to more than 100 years. These villains have come and uprooted everything for us. Societally, socially, we don't know. We can't explain to the whole world it's not us. It was the soil that was used by outsiders. And, you know, tourism is an economic lifeline. They've hit at it and they know it hurts. They basically want Kashmiris to be out of work, be beggars, and be tools for exploitation. So as I said, it's multifaceted. In the short run, we see that they kill these innocent people, and in the longer term, it is the economic lifeline that they're struck at. And if things go back to olden days, as you have just put in, then, you know, it is what they actually wanted.
Mr. Lone, you say that Kashmir has also sent a message in the last 24 hours that this is enough. You have been interacting with people on the ground, speaking to them. Is there also a sense of fear that this is almost like some kind of return to those dark days of terrorism?
Look, I'll tell you one thing. This is an isolated incident where a group of 3 lunatics or 4 lunatics or whatever the number was come in and perpetuate an attack. It could happen in any part of the world. This does not represent remotely any acceptance by the people of Kashmir. That they came on the streets to reject it in huge numbers. They've come from small towns, villages. They've come teary-eyed when they see these videos. So I think that's a message enough for them. It doesn't, and I don't think we're going to be cowed down by these terrorists. They basically have run out of oxygen. These are desperate tactics, or whatever they want to convey or do. But I'm sure that people of Kashmir have crossed their threshold, and they're going to be resilient enough not to get threatened or cowed down by these cowards.
It's been over 24 hours since that horrific attack. What are people telling you? Because when we spoke a few minutes ago, you had told me that you're getting calls from people from different walks of life, Kashmiris who perhaps feel extremely concerned and worried right now.
First of all, if you go out on the streets, there's a deafening silence. You can see that as if this place is mourning. There is mourning in the air, and it's from the core of the heart. They're mourning the loss of their friends, their tourists, their guests. And when we talk to people, there's a total unanimity in the cruelty, in the barbarity, in the bestial savagery that was on display in that beautiful bison yesterday. Very rarely I've seen such a show of unanimity, and unconditionally, unambiguously. There are no conditions attached. Everybody is condemning it. And that's, as I said earlier on also, that's one thing which talks about the new state of affairs.
Mr. Lone, last question. The Prime Minister has spoken about his resolve to fight terrorism, and of course how it remains unshakable, and perhaps it is stronger now. The entire country is waiting for the response from the government. There will be a cabinet committee on security that will be chaired by the Prime Minister in some time from now. What is it that the people of Kashmir expect?
Well, I think we welcome any move which punishes these perpetrators, these killers, and exemplary punishment, and sets an example for anybody else that they cannot do it. We will welcome any move which gets justice for those who lost their lives.
All right, Sajad Lone, appreciate your time here on NDTV.